Cars that are tuned to their very limits. Racing is always a battle of determination and pride. Everything is put on the table for the final race. Once again, we were about to witness the legendary battle. The Hachiroku Tsukuba N2 battle. The defending champion is Tsuchiya and his TRD machine. Will he be able to keep his crown?
コーナーいい時に回しちゃった方がいいかもしれない。
Qualifying session begins. This is actually the 6th Tsukuba N2 race. 13 cars entered for today's race. Sugibayashi has been participating in every race since the start of the series, but the qualifying session already had its drama. An unfortunate accident with the Spirits machine trying to warm up the tires. Sugibayashi was all hyped up to finally win the race today. Will his dream crumble before the race begins? Nine days before the race, Sugibayashi was busy setting up his car at RS Amuro. Although he's always a contender to win the race, he has no first place finish after 5 races.
去年の S 隊の経験なんかも生かして走れば、現状の車でその0秒8とかっていう数字ぐらい出せよという自分にこうちょっとプレッシャーじゃないですけど、緊張も持たせて、
The Spirits Hachiroku that had got in an accident with Sugibayashi could not run the time attack. The defending champion, Tsuchiya, was also having some problems with his car. The transmission was having problems going from 3rd gear to 4th gear. Three days ago, Tsuchiya's TRD machine finished its final tests before the race. The car was already recording lap times in the 1 second range during warm-up, and just when Tsuchiya was getting ready to go full throttle, the engine blew. Tsuchiya's TRD was at the verge of retiring the race. Tsuchiya was able to borrow an extra engine from TechGuard just in time to run the race.
いきなり1コーナー立ち上がりでブーンブルーエンジンブローエンジンブロー参ったねやっぱエンジン特性とギア比が合わない。
Since TechArt's engine was set up to be matched with a 6-speed, the engine couldn't perform to its full potential with TRD's setup. Tsuchiya's time was not improving. Without a miracle, the TRD machine was not going to make it to the final race. Meanwhile, Uchibori was clocking his best lap time at 0.7 seconds, the 3rd best time so far. Clocking the 2nd best time was the TechArt machine. The 17-inch wheel setup and the 6-speed sequential gearbox was its weapon. Marking the best lap time was KMS Koshimizu's Hachiroku, an incredible 0.294 seconds. The car was recording incredible lap times even without a GT wing. Koshimizu is another driver that was addicted to the N2 series.
すごく面白いのは我々みたいな本業でこういう車を作ってる人間とプライベートで職業としてやってない人を作った車との大きな差がないことが面白いですね。まずで最初はなんかプライベートの方が入るだから、ショップの人が負けてましたね。もうこんな面白い企画ないと思ってだからお願いがあるのはある程度の車の制限はしてほしいんですよ。でないと財力の差とかそういうものは出てほしくないんですね。
This year's series had 3 new entries. Ouchi and Isono raced grassroots in Tsukuba and Nikko. The two recorded impressive lap times in the 1-second range. Being on the grid of this N2 series was their dream.
要は実績が全く、ないもんですから、企画書という形で、自己アピールをした方がいいんじゃないかという。
やっぱり一緒に走ってみたいっていう自分がどのぐらいなのかを見てみたいっていうのもあって、それで出たいなっていう決意をしたんですけど。
もう走ってるんですか今年は。
今年はね1秒6まで来てる。
1秒6ですか。
Besides his day job, Ishii delivers newspapers part-time to fund his passion to build cars.
すごいですねとしか言いようがないです。
This year, Ishii was participating as the driver for the first time. When we first saw him drive, he was nowhere near being a contender in the race. Now his driving was much improved. But the best he could do was still in the 3 seconds range. Despite the accident at the start, Sugibayashi manages to run the car for the time attack. Perhaps the accident might have played a role, but the engine was not revving as usual. Taking the final corner at incredible speeds, he manages to clock in the 2 seconds range. The pole starter in the third race, Kaneko, was having problems. The suspension setting could not be perfected. His time was nowhere near his best. Tsuchiya's TRD was on its final time attack. Tsuchiya was marking lap times in the 2 second range so far, but he knew that would not be enough to stay in the finals. Tsuchiya was running the car to its limits, but making sure not to break the transmission. Clocks 1.488 seconds. The cars with 17-inch wheels took the top grids. Tsuchiya's TRD machine was in 7th place.
今回シーケンシャルミッションの方も出てますから多分スタートで前行かれたら僕は多分勝てないかなと思ってるんですけど
少なく見て1秒前半は入ると思ってたんでもう焦ってました。
とりあえず燃料ポンプは動くようになったんだけど他どこが悪いか分かんなくて最後もう一回出ようと思ったんだけど終わってたから今の状態から良くなるかちょっと分かんない。
楽しかったんですけど新しいタイヤにしたらアンダーで時間 間が短くてシッティングできませんでした。
ギアが入んないわ。
全然。
もう4が入んなくなった。シフトアップも全然入んないもん。
だからもうやっても無駄だからね、みんなに迷惑かけちゃうからリタイアということで申し訳ない。
Unfortunately, Tsuchiya's TRD Hachiroku decides to retire from the final race. As a result of TRD's forfeit, 11th position Kaneko gets the chance to run in the final race. Also, with a special decision from the organizers, Ishii is allowed to participate from the 11th grid. The roaring N2 exhaust note echoes in Tsukuba. All the cars clear the first corner without any incidents. Third grid Uchibori manages to move up one position. Koizumi, starting from 6th place, looks for the chance to move up. He tries to use the space inside the first hairpin, but comes in contact with the annex machine. The battle was already heating up. Sugibayashi moves up to 7th position. Will he and his machine manage to finish the race? Although Tech Art lost its position at the start, it's now in hot pursuit of the cars in front. The first car to come back to the grandstands was the pole starter Koshimizu. Will he manage to stay on top for the entire 10 laps of the race? We shall see. The Annex Hachiroku dropped to last place after the spin. He's driving like there's no tomorrow. The Annex Hachiroku locks onto Ishii. Closing the gap coming out of the last corner, the Annex Hachiroku passes Ishii at first corner entry. CBY Odo with the 17-inch tires is staying steady in the top group. Saito, driving the Annex Hachiroku, now has his eyes on Kaneko. Easily overtakes Kaneko on the back straight. The battle is in its 5th lap. The first-timer Isono is running in 6th place. Will he be able to hold his position against the Hachiroku Meister Sugibayashi? The veteran Sugibayashi is giving no slack to Isono. After coming out of the last corner, Sugibayashi closes the gap and forces Isono into a braking duel. Both drivers are not holding back. Isono brakes under pressure. The top position battle was heating up. The Tech Art Hachiroku with 17-inch wheels and the sequential gearbox as its weapon. Full potential of the 9800 RPM Rev Limit 4AG unit is used, even shifting gears during cornering. Tech Art passes Uchibori. Uchibori tries to hang in, but the difference in acceleration is obvious. Tech Art moves up to 2nd place. Now it's on the hunt for KMS Koshimizu running at the top. Just like Tsuchiya's TRD machine, the KMS Koshimizu wanted to stay true to the original N2 look, thus decided not to use a GT wing for the race. The top position battle was going to be a match between the old school N2 Hachiroku and a Hachiroku equipped with modern technology. Although KMS Koshimizu marked a time in the 1-minute flat range in the qualifying sessions, lap times in this final race remained in the 1-second range. Tech Art was fast approaching. Another car with 17-inch wheels, CBY Oda, was closing in on Uchibori, who was suffering from tire wear. Further back was Kotaro Koizumi driving the car factory I Hachiroku. The fastest private racer, Kaneko, was struggling in 9th place. We all know that it's extremely difficult to maintain the car at a high level of tuning, especially for a non-tuner shop participant. The first time, Oichi was running in 7th place. Only 2 laps to go. The cars with 17-inch wheels were on hot pursuit for the old-school Hachirokus with 15-inch wheels. Although Koshimizu is a veteran on this track, he overruns into the final corner. Now the 2 cars were bumper to bumper going into the final lap. Koshimizu desperately trying to stay on top, running on a blocking line. Will Tech Art figure out a way to pass him? Koshimizu keeping an eye on the car behind him, making sure to close any passing opportunities. Since Tsukuba is not the widest of tracks, passing becomes really difficult if the car in front uses a blocking line. Tech Art makes its last attempt on the final corner, but Koshimizu blocks the exit line. The Brig Coolmax CP11 wins. The 3rd place battle, which also heated up, was won by CBY Oda, passing Uchibori on the very last lap. Great efforts from Sugi Bayashi as well, despite the earlier incident.
特に N2 っていうのは全てがギリギリ、ミッションもエンジンもいつ壊れるかわからないっていう、それがまた僕らやっててもそのギリギリでなんとかいけるっていうのが楽しいんで。
ありがとうございます。あとちょっと。そうですね。もう1周あればもうちょっと絡めたかなと思うんですけどね。まあしょうがないです。すごい調子良かったね。すごい悔しかったんですけど、まあしょうがないかな。できればタイヤを大きくしたくないんで、まずは人間がちょっとまだまだ乗れてないのもあるんで、ちょっと練習してマゼに戻って次こそ勝ちます。
やっぱりみんなすごいなと思いました。でも楽しかったです。
自分が出たいっていうのがすごいあったんで、まあ夢のように本当に走ってるのがすごい楽しかったです。
Another champion was born in this year's Tsukuba N2 battle. Tsuchiya's TRD Hachiroku will surely be back for the revenge.